We go live tonight to Austin in our state capital, where Governor Greg Abbott joins us now to talk about the coronavirus pandemic and what's ahead for our state.
Governor, as always, we appreciate you being with us this evening. We do want to begin by focusing right now on the tragedy in Polk County. You know, the deadly tornado. There was so much destruction and lives lost. Can you let us know how Texas plans to help those families?
I can. Listen, this is absolutely horrific. It'd be horrible anytime, but you know, you have a county where they're focused on trying to respond to the coronavirus, and then seemingly out of nowhere, this tornado sweeps in and devastates the county. It leads people to death and injures dozens, destroys so many homes, and so many lives are turned upside down all of a sudden. Texas, as a state, got heavily involved immediately with the Texas Department of Emergency Management, immediately triggering all the state agencies capable of helping the people in Polk County and the surrounding area be able to respond to this. We've been in contact with the county judge, but we will do everything possible to help these folks rebuild their lives, but also mourn those who have been injured and those who have been lost.
And we will have more on that coming up, Governor. We want to switch gears now to the COVID-19 pandemic. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo has ordered residents to wear masks in public starting on Monday. To be fair, that's something other large cities in Texas have also done. Do you think that's necessary, and is it even legal, Governor?
Right. Well, as you point out, there are standards across the state of Texas, and they sometimes vary a little bit. Let me tell you what I think is trying to be done here, as well as what we may be dealing with going forward. What I think is trying to be done is there's a balance that needs to be struck. A balance in Texas that always respects individual liberty, and one that also strives to achieve safe standards. And so when I issue my new executive order next Monday, I will be talking about this as we talk about the process of gradually opening up the state of Texas, but doing so in ways in which we promote safety, that we continue to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. And we'll talk about several safe standards that are going to be recommended by doctors.
And Governor, you talked about that balance, but as you know, there are counties surrounding Harris County like Galveston and Montgomery that are refusing to mandate this mask order. So how do you strike that balance? It seems that there is a very strong divide here.
Well, in these counties that choose not to do so, those are the decisions that the leaders of those counties choose to make. And understand this also because it gets even more complex, because there are still many counties in the state of Texas with 0 cases of COVID. And so when I make my announcement on Monday, it will be in part to talk about ways that some businesses can open up in safe ways that follow safe standards, but also it will talk about perhaps different strategies for different counties based upon the conditions on the ground in that county. There may be some counties that follow rules and standards that will be completely different from Harris County, for example.
But Governor, real quick, do you think the masks are necessary? You speak to the doctors every day. Do you think it's necessary?
I will say the doctors encourage that when people go out in public, they wear masks. But there you get into that balance about doctors encouraging it versus any type of entrenchment upon individual liberty. And that is the difficult, delicate balance that must be weighed.
Sure.
Governor, you said that you're going to issue a new executive order on Monday regarding that stay-at-home directive. When we asked you about that here live on Channel 2 on Tuesday and how it might impact restaurants and other businesses, you said that your team, you were consulting with them, doctors, basically on how to proceed. So here it is now Thursday. Are you able to elaborate any more? Will we have restaurants and businesses open possibly next week?
So you want me to announce today what I may be announcing on Monday? You know I can't do that. For one,
can't hurt
for another.
To try.
You had to ask. I understand that. But here's the deal also, and that is none of this has been finalized. So very importantly, I have a meeting tomorrow with our Board of Advisors where we will be talking about finalizing these plans. But then even after that, we will be meeting with doctors again. And this will be an ongoing product that will be continued to be polished and refined until we get up to the last moment. So candidly, nothing is finalized yet. There's more work that has to be put in. We're working 24/7 to make sure we get a good product out so that we can begin the process of opening up businesses, but also achieve that balance of making sure we provide safe strategies so we do not stoke a rise in the coronavirus in Texas.
Hey, let's talk about testing, Governor. Are we where we need to be as far as testing goes here in Texas?
I will say we are getting to where we need to be, and let me explain that. For one, we are adding more tests every single day with regard to the current testing regimen, but also another thing that I will be announcing on Monday is what the testing regimen will look like going forward. It's going to be more aligned with some of these testing practices you hear about that do community-wide testing to get a feel for exactly how widespread the coronavirus is, say, in all of Harris County or in all of Galveston County, whatever the case may be. We need to know that for several reasons. We need to know how many people have been exposed to it, but also we need to know, is there a rise of it? Is there a spike of it in a particular neighborhood, in a particular community that's going to require additional medical assistance so that we can more swiftly respond to any spike in COVID-19.
And Governor, if you could, let's talk about the current state of the virus here in Texas. On Tuesday, you said we had seen our peak in cases, those one-day highs on April 9th. Are we still below that high?
We are. So this is great news that that was the only day on April the 9th that Texas had more than 1,000 people who tested positive for it. And we continue our downtrend. And I look at Harris County, and Harris County is looking good also. Most parts of the state of Texas are looking good. There's a few counties where the trend is still a little bit too high, but Harris County is doing a good job. The folks in Harris County should be applauded for doing their effort to make sure you slow the spread of the coronavirus.
Governor, thank you once again for making time for our viewers here in Houston tonight. And you can't blame us for trying to get a jump on Monday, can you?
Can't blame you. Who knows? Maybe you'll show up and be there early.
All right.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Governor.